Yes, we're traveling this morning. Welcome to Hometown Cable. We're in North Pole, New York, just outside of Wilmington. Bob Venn with the mic, and I'm the one without the hat. The two of us standing here in front of the post office at the North Pole. People get their mail here from Santa. In the winter, when you write your letter to Santa, you get an answer from the North Pole. And we're here today for a couple of reasons. We're going to take a tour of Santa's workshop. And in addition to that, we're here to see some local people. Our first grade from both St. Mary's and Rouse's Point Elementary are here today, and we hope to talk to the teachers and some of the students and watch them enjoy themselves. They're one of several schools here today. We understand there'll be some 350 different children here today, including St. Alexander's in Marcinville also. Thanks for tuning in to Hometown Cable. Black flies all around me, so when you see me waving, I'm getting rid of some black flies.
I'll tell you another thing that will help tremendously.
All right, we're meeting our first person, and very fortunate to meet the Mother Goose. I was introduced. Hi.
Well, hi there. Good morning. It's thrilling to be the first person, and I love being Mother Goose.
You do.
Yes.
How long have you been Mother Goose here? How long has Mother Goose been at North Pole?
Mother Goose has been here since the inception of the North Pole in 1949.
All right.
And I have been privileged to play the part of Mother Goose since 1975.
Mm-hmm. Now, what does Mother Goose do in Santa Claus's land here?
Well, all of Mother Goose characters are here also. Good. Whom I'm sure you will get to
I forgot
later.
some of them. I got to admit, I may have forgotten some of them.
Well, of course, we have some rag dolls.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yes.
Sam and Sandy. And we have Blozo the clown. And we have Jack Jingle, who lives here. He's a permanent resident, a very special friend of Santa's. He came here many years ago when he was a little boy, and Santa liked him so much he let him stay. So you'll get to meet all of those, and of course, because of the fact that it is more or less a storybook land, Mother Goose seems to be appropriate.
Now, today is a little bit different. Someone mentioned to me that it won't be quite as quote-unquote commercial today or something, that it's not the regular people coming in, mostly children today?
Well, of course, the park is generally open to the public, but primarily this time of year, they open the park to the local area schools. Mm-hmm. I would say a radius of perhaps 50, 60 miles around. So a good group of them will be coming in today. This is the first, and we'll be doing it all week long.
This is the first time today?
This is the first day,
okay.
Yes. So they will be coming in, and of course they love and enjoy the rides, and they want to see Santa and the reindeer and all the shows. And they have lunch at Mother Hubbard's Cupboard. And so it's a big day for them.
Now, were you working at all last week? I mean,
oh, yes.
Oh, they were open, yes. Generally open last week.
The park was open.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
So you look forward to these young children are the ones that you look forward to, of course.
They're our favorites. And of course, as you know, and I mean, probably you were a parent yourself at one time or another, you get your joy through the children.
Yes.
And seeing them enjoy themselves.
Yes, because I'll tell you, some of the people who are bringing their children came here themselves.
Oh, indeed they did.
Right?
Indeed they did.
Now, what is the favorite question to ask Mother Goose? What do they ask you the most?
Where's your goose?
Do you have one?
Oh, indeed I do.
Oh,
indeed I do. I won't be using her today, but I do have one. She lives in a basket, and she travels with me. Her name is Henrietta.
Uh-huh.
Yes, that's probably the famous one.
Okay, we are standing in a window here in a walkway, and what building is this?
This is you are standing in the direct entry to the Jack Jingle Theater, which is an indoor theater,
right,
which accommodates the puppet shows and the ragdoll shows.
And they go on more than once a day.
Oh, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And particularly when we go into full schedule around the 4th of July, there's something going on in the upper village and the lower village all at the same time. Mm-hmm. There's activities every minute of the day.
Now, where does Mother Goose winter with her goose? Does she stay in the immediate area someplace?
Well, I sometimes tell the children that my goose doesn't like the cold weather. She goes to Florida, but I stay here.
You stay in the area, huh?
Well, I'm one of those strange people. I love cold weather, and I enjoy the winter. I was talking to a young lady just yesterday, and she said, oh, it was terrible. It was so long. And I said, I love it. And I said, do you get out much? And she said, oh, no. And I said, well, that's your problem. You don't sit in the house and wait for spring. Mm-hmm. You get out and enjoy winter.
Now, the weeks are 7 days. You don't work 7 days a week, do
No,
you? You're not up here
they're
7
very
days.
generous to everyone here. Most everyone works 5 days.
Okay. So there are some days I would come and I wouldn't meet Mother Goose. Is that
That's correct.
okay? Because when you want your days off like the rest of us, do you go visit Santa or somebody else on your days off? What are you doing? What does Mother Goose do on her day off?
Well, Mother Goose cleans her house.
And the goose, what do you call a goose's house?
Well, of course, being a personal pet,
Yeah, okay.
she kind of lives
Live
in
right
mine.
with you. All right, and you don't have to.
But I have to do my shopping.
Yes.
And then I'm a dog person.
Okay.
I always have dogs, and I spend a great deal of time with my dogs, training them and working with them and enjoying them. And right now, as an avocation, I'm studying the harp. And so I love to be busy.
Very good. We're at the North Pole, and we're going to be talking with various people. We'll be seeing Mother Goose later in the day. And we hope you enjoy this trip. And I know many of you out there have been here. And today you're going to see some of your children if you're around the Champlain area. And you're going to see maybe your friends' children. Thanks for tuning in to Hometown Cable every day at 1:15, 4:30, 8 p.m., midnight, and again the following morning at 8 a.m. And you'll see this pleasant lady. Mother Goose is her name.
Thank you so very much. It's been a real joy to talk to you.
Thank you very much. We've moved inside of a building that's about 25 by 20, give or take, and this is the puppet.
This is called the Jack Jingle Theater.
Jack Jingle Theater, all right?
Right.
And there are shows here, and we're sitting at this. You are here doing Mother Goose. Look, right here.
This is my desk.
This is her desk. And which one of these is your goose?
I think they're all relatives.
They're all relatives of
Yes.
yours, all right? You know, these are very popular today in kitchens, aren't they?
Very charming decorative item. Yes, indeed.
Very much so.
Popular. Right.
All right, we were talking, and if we can just get personal a little bit, you know, you have these children, and you love the children who are here every day. But what about children of your own? You have, does Mother Goose have her own children?
I'm very fortunate, yes. I have one son who is my dearest friend, and he, of course, is married, currently a retired military colonel. He has 3 children, 2 boys and a girl. They all live, however, in the West and the Southwest. I think I'm a little goofy to live here in the North.
You get out west very much?
Oh, yes, they're very generous to me and call me and say, Mom, we're sending you an airplane ticket.
Oh, isn't that nice?
So I
Yes.
go, yes. And I have a daughter-in-law who loves to travel, so we've taken some exciting trips, like to the Mediterranean and to Scandinavia. And she called me just 2 weeks ago, and she said, Mom, how would you like to go to Turkey? And I said, I don't think so. And then a week later, she called, she says, what about Portugal? I said, that sounds great. So I think that's in our future.
When will you do that? During the winter months sometime?
Yeah, very likely, or whenever the season is right, yes.
And you like traveling like that, huh?
Oh, I love it, yes, of course.
Have
It's
your
exciting.
your son and grandchildren, and your daughter-in-law been here at the...
Oh, yes.
They've been to the North Pole many times?
I'm very fortunate that they have visited me here.
Do you get on TV like this very much? Are there many shows made here?
Yes.
Yes, huh?
Yes, there are quite a few people that come from areas other than here that are interested in taking this back. And of course, today, this is a common sight because nearly everybody owns their own video.
Yes. And no one ever watches it once they take it and bring it home.
I don't know. I've had people say that they traditionally bring this out at Christmas time and
Yes.
review it. And of course, because their own children
Yes.
are on their videos,
You know,
it's exciting.
Way back when we had 8 millimeters and it was $9 for a 3-minute tape, we take it out on Christmas, Easter, and birthdays, you know,
Of course.
and you had to pose for everything. Today, this
Yes.
is so
Oh,
great.
so free
so
and easy. Yes,
great.
yes.
All right, now, there has been some word I've heard along the way that everything at the park here, or at your North Pole Center's workshop, is not operating this early in the year. Is that
Well, when you say everything, we have to qualify that.
okay?
Because now, as currently today, of course, Santa is permanently and always here, and joined by a charming lady, Mrs. Santa, of course, and our reindeer are always in residence, and our rides. We have a bobsled ride, and we have a fascinating train, which wends its way through the upper village. And, of course, we have a Christmas tree ride and a reindeer carousel. And so these, of course, are all in operation. The only thing that would not be functioning at this point in time, and there's a very good reason for it, Santa does get some of the young people of the area the high school children and the college people who spend their summers here entertaining the people. And of course, at this moment in time, they are still in school. So as of this weekend, they will be beginning their rehearsals. And along about the 1st of July, we will go into full show schedule.
Okay, now except for when you're in Portugal or one of your other rides, you are here.
I am here. That's correct. That's correct.
Except for a day off when you're cleaning your house.
Yes, somebody has to do the shopping and, and wipe up the dust now and then. Right.
You drive, I take it then? You're still driving?
I'll tell you, if you don't have wheels, you can't live in the North Country.
Well, you know, I was just thinking that this lady is got to be at least 60. Because she's telling me the years she's worked, so I'm not asking you how old Mother Goose is, because Mother Goose has been around as long as children have been around, I guess, huh?
I believe she is the origin of Mother Goose started in England, actually, about 370 years ago.
That long ago?
Yes. Yes. I can't claim that.
No. All right. You told your son Mother Goose stories back when he was growing up, I take it?
Oh, yes, I'm an avid reader. And I always believe in reading to children. Of course, when my son was growing up, we didn't have television. So reading was very important.
Yes. Imagination is a great thing to use. It's a lot more. You can imagine a lot more than you can ever put on television or anywhere else.
I am a great believer in rationing the television time for children because they do see too much.
That's difficult, isn't it? Do you ration your own time to watch television?
I do. I love television. I appreciate it. But I treat it very much as anyone would the movies. I allocate the shows that I specifically want to see and make time to watch them.
Well, I must admit I don't do that. We hope everybody out there is watching Hometown Cable every day, and you see nice people like Mother Goose, and you didn't expect to see her, I bet you, today. She's just not on every television station. And, all right, anything else that you should tell me here about the building, about the ground that I'm going to see at 12:45, there's a show outside.
Yes. That will be a demonstration for the benefit of the children, the actual flight of the reindeer. Santa will be part of it, the reindeer and his sleigh, and I will be telling them the story of how Santa began.
Okay, all right. And anything else that...
well, there's so much. It's hard to say.
I realize that, and
when you're so familiar with the place, and I've been here so long, you don't realize what might seem so strikingly important.
Yes. And tonight, when you're lying in bed, you're going to say, "I should have said."
Right.
You ever think that way?
Of course.
Well, I do it all the time.
You know what I'm more apt to do though with that is some smart remark.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I should have said.
You come up with smart remarks once in a while?
I'm afraid so.
Can you give me one, but not too smart? It's one of the best parts about working like this and with Calvin and doing this is meeting nice people like yourself.
It certainly is. That's probably, I'm glad you said that, because that is the joy here. I love people.
Sure.
Of course.
Do you ever see a child that you saw last year or a couple of years ago? Can you remember? You see so many?
Oh, we have.
You can pick them out?
We have a very high percentage of return.
Yeah, is that right?
Yes. Oh, yes. And you remember the children and you watch them grow, and then you're sorry. We were referring just the other day, some of the old employees, to some people who had come here 26 years running. And of course now the children have outgrown us.
Yes.
But it won't be long before they'll be coming back with their children.
Yes.
No.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll be seeing Mother Goose as the day goes by, and we're going to move out into the... Calvin's missing the flies. We're going to go out and see if we can find some black flies as we go along. I think I've already lost my hat. We'll be right back.
Before you go,
yes.
I see a book on how to fly. Does Mother Goose fly?
Of course she does. It's
Never.
the best way to get around.
Year-round?
Anytime at all. Just say the magic word and off I go.
But you also get around other ways, like your car.
Oh, certainly.
Sure, you can't fly all the time.
Well, no, I don't think that that's the appropriate thing to do.
Okay.
You know, it would be too distracting to the public to see me going by.
I have a handle at home, and I fly off the handle once in a while, just on my own at home.
I've been known to do that.
You've done that also. Well, we may have the same manufacturer of handles. Thanks very much. We were just in one of the general stores, and the lady in there, we were introduced us from Champlain, New York. Want to know if I know Mrs. Scott Colby? And I said, yes, we know Mrs. Colby in Champlain, so I just met a relative of yours, Mrs. Colby, and I don't think you know this gentleman. This is Joel. Umet. And Joel, you have your working clothes on?
I sure do.
Well, what do you do here?
Well, I'm Santa's helper. I'm a puppeteer, and I'm part of the showcast.
What does that mean? What do you do as Santa's helper?
Well, depending on the job, well, today I'll be doing puppets, doing 3 shows a day, and then later on in the afternoon I'll be playing Frosty the Snowman and Rowdy the Reindeer.
You have a varied schedule, don't you?
I sure do.
You work here all year long?
Nope, just for the summer season.
All right. And what do you do the rest of the year?
Well, the rest of the year I'm a college student.
Where?
Down in SUNY Geneseo.
Geneseo, just about 60 miles, 40 miles south of Rochester?
Yes.
Give or take, huh? My daughter Sue, who teaches at Moore's, is a graduate of Geneseo. And what are you majoring?
I'm a major in biology.
Okay, yeah. And I was just mentioning to you off camera, these hills would make you feel at home in Geneseo, huh?
It sure does.
That's
The only difference is the wind. No wind up here.
You get the wind at Geneseo, don't you?
I sure do.
All right. What year are you in?
I'm going into my junior year, my 3rd year.
Okay, that'll be next year, you'll be junior.
Yes.
Okay, what do you do as a puppeteer?
As a puppeteer, well,
Do you dress or do you have them on the strings?
oh, we dress them. We put them right on our hand. Talk with
Okay,
our hands.
all right, you're talking with your hands. Do they see it or do you go through an opening or how? Well, we'll see it later, I guess, but...
Well, what it is, it's sort of like a box with the opening on the bottom and in the front, and you reach your hand up underneath,
Yeah.
and you face the audience in the front of the box.
Okay.
And in the back, it's the dressed up of the whatever room that the puppet is living in.
Who teaches you this?
Well, Mother Goose has.
Mother Goose taught you this, huh?
She sure has.
And how long of a performance do you put on?
Well, each show is about 15 minutes long.
Oh, great. Okay. And you've been here how long? How many years?
This is my 4th year.
4th year. While you were in high school, you were here.
Yep.
Where's your home?
Malone, New York.
Oh, well, you come a ways to go to work, doesn't it? Okay. Well, Joel, thank you for talking to us. And we'll see you around the grounds today. We'll see one of your shows at least.
I hope so.
And good luck at college.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Joel.
No, you're the birthday girl.
We're still in front of the Jingle Theater because we were off camera, because I wouldn't ask a lady how old she is, but this lady mentioned something about you are
I am 79.
79 years old. And this lady said, what did you say to her?
81. I'm going to wait for her.
She said, that you wait for her. She's 81 now.
All right.
Do you believe either one of these two? What's your name, ma'am?
Joe.
Joe.
Joe Levashowskis.
You look more like a woman than we call Joe.
Well, Josephine there.
All right, Josephine. Josephine, this is Hometown Cable from Champlain, New York. And we're putting in a show we're doing in North Pole today. And where are you from?
Dover, Delaware.
Came a long way to see you.
Yes,
That's
but
right.
the exciting part of it is to me, and a little something that we should mention. After all, it is Children's Day today.
Yes.
Yeah.
yes.
And this just proves that children of all ages enjoy Santa.
You sure do. Yeah.
That's right.
Is your mother with you, Joe, today?
My niece.
Your niece. All
My
right.
niece
I didn't
and
know
her
maybe you had your
husband.
mother. There's a restaurant that said anyone 75 or older accompanied by their mother gets a free lunch, and there have been some people that have come in and claimed it.
Yeah.
81 years old. That's hard to
81.
believe.
81
She's
today.
gorgeous.
The whole United States celebrates me. Today's Flag Day.
That's true.
Today's-
That's very true.
Oh,
Right.
Today is your birthday?
And
Right.
And Flag Day, and that's why you're here from Dover, Delaware.
Right.
Ever been here before?
No.
You going to come again?
That's right.
All right. Okay. Anything else you want to tell me?
No.
Are you saying, hi there, how are you? People know us all over. Look at this. How are you, huh?
Good.
You know what I got in my pocket? Oh, I better not. There's too many here.
Better not start that.
I can't do that today. Huh?
I got 2 friends.
You got 2 friends here? Hi. Okay. All right, people from Champlain, New York. His grandfather lives right across the street from my house. John Wells, yes.
It's been a great
Yeah.
morning so
Yeah.
far.
It has,
so
hasn't it?
far, yeah.
We'll be right back. You're watching Hometown Cable, and thank you very much, Joe
Okay,
and Mother
yeah.
Goose.
You're very welcome.
I have enjoyed it very much.
Okay, see
So
you
far,
later,
so
sweetie.
good. Okay.
Huh? All right, you can just look forward so I can see. All right, where are you girls from?
Rouse's Point.
Rouse's Point, first grade? Oh, we're from Champlain on Hometown Cable. You ever watch Hometown Cable?
No.
On Channel 21? Well, thanks a lot. What are your names?
Cool. My name's Courtney and her name's Sarah.
Sarah, what's the last name?
Woman.
Sample?
Jefferson.
Jefferson? Tommy?
Woman. met.
No, huh?
My last name's Lamette.
We met. I just met a man. His name is W from Malone. Are you all go to Rouse's Point?
Yeah. I go to Champlain.
You go to Champlain?
No.
St. Mary's, first grade?
No, she goes to our school.
She goes to Rouse's Point?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you like merry-go-round?
Yeah.
Huh? What time did you have to get up this morning to come here?
I got up at 5.
That's early, isn't it?
Yeah. I got up at 5 too.
5. I got up at 7, and I thought that was early.
Cool.
Okay, well, enjoy your day. All right, I talked to Mother Goose, and she's waiting to talk with you. Okay? Okay. Hi there. You want to talk with me? You want to say hello? Where are you from?
Over there on our school.
Over there, huh? Well,
Say Roses Point.
you're from Rouse's Point, too? We're from Champlain, New York. Right over there, yeah. What are you riding, a deer? You like riding those? There's no horses. I thought they were horses on merry-go-rounds. What's your name?
Cassandra.
Cassandra. That's a big one. I can't even spell Cassandra. What's your last name? Can you tell me your last name, Cassandra?
Cole.
Pardon?
Cassandra, say Cole.
Cole. Cole? Okay. Have a good time. Okay? We'll see you during the day. Bye-bye. A lot of Rouse's Pointers on this ride today. We're watching some of the rides. This is one of those sky rides, I guess you'd call it, a bobsled ride. And we want to remind people, in case you don't know, once you get inside, there's one admission and all the rides are free. The only expense is standing in line. Some of the lines get long during the summer months, but right today, there'll be 350 children here, and the lines are not too long. And having a great time. The younger ones today, I believe the first and second grade probably most in the area. And people are recognizing us here from the Rouse's Point Champlain area. A beautiful day. The breeze is just about right. There's enough trees. And a good day planned at North Pole, New York. We'll be talking with one of the principals here later on. We hope to see Mr. Robert Rice, who's one of the officers, and also Mrs. Yost, and that's spelled J-U-S-T, Yost. And, pardon? J-O-S-T, all right. I guess I was saying just, right? J-O-S-T, and her name is Yost. It's pronounced Yost. We met her this morning. We'll be talking with her later on. She greeted all the people out at the gate, and we were not there. We're music throughout the park you can hear in the background. And this is the Christmas tree ride for the group who are here today. There won't be a lot of people traveling, although we did meet the lady from Dover, Maryland here. It's not closed to them, but it's a little early in the year. Here comes the North Pole train ride. And again, they're waving to us here, and some of the kids on, hi everybody. Good morning. They got a train load there, all right. And it looked like they got it back safe. There were no robberies, I guess, on this train ride like you would see in Frontier Town where we were in the past. Look at this big wooden barrel or chest here to our right. I don't know I've never seen one bigger than that. That's a real relic with the hoops and the staves. And I don't know how long the train ride is, but it looks like they're still going. Maybe they go around twice. Or they go ahead and let them off and then back up. We're probably at one of the highest points in the park. We're really up high at this point. Some of our Carol, Gabby, Angie Roberts, also with two of the St. Mary students. Okay, we're, what do we call this ride over here? I don't know, it's a wiggle scooter ride? Okay, but we found two ladies here that we should know, and this first lady is?
Lynn Lemire.
Lynn Lemire, you're the first grade teacher. Are you here with the children from?
Yeah, my class
You're
is
in
here.
charge? Ah, okay. How many children are here?
20.
20. And you are?
Jan Bolritz.
Jan Boris, and you have a son, daughter?
Daughter here.
And you're a chaperone?
Yes.
You got enough chaperones on the trip?
Oh, we have 14 chaperones with 20 kids.
Now that is what I call cooperation, right?
Wonderful.
So that you don't have 5 or 6 hanging on to each other. You don't have any hanging on to you. You can watch you each have, you said the maximum is two? Two. Great,
It's terrific.
great.
The parental involvement is great.
Okay, tell us
Really
how
is.
this came about, Lynn. How did you this arranged?
Well, we just needed a field trip for the end of the year, and I know kids like this, so I made arrangements and we came.
Okay, now, what kind of enumeration do you have to pay here? What do they charge you for going up here?
They pay, each child pays $4.50.
That's
that
all.
includes their lunch.
Oh yeah, the lunch and all the rides are free and everything else.
And all the puppet shows and everything.
What are the
So-
age range in the first grade?
Oh, they're usually 6 and 7.
All right. Okay. Everybody here? Everybody in class made it?
Everybody.
It would be terrible if someone is sick or can't quite
yeah.
make it, right?
You are.
I talked to one of the, or a couple of them from Rouse's Point. They said they got up at 5 o'clock this morning. What time did your children get up this morning?
Not that early.
No, not that early. Have you been here before with classes?
Every year.
Every year.
Yeah.
So they look forward to it then.
They
All right.
love it. They love it.
All right.
They've
You've been here
wound up
before
for-
too?
Well, when I was smaller. I haven't been since I was about 5 or 6. A few years ago.
You could. How long ago was that? Now that's not my. You don't have to answer him. I asked the questions.
And Calvin is also a parent.
Yes, he is. Yes. So he got a 14 and a half then chaperones here, right?
Well, he's busy otherwise.
Yeah,
but-
Caleb is here. Yes.
Yes, he is.
Judy's not here. Judy's working today. But is that abnormal number you have this year? Is that
It's the highest we've ever had, but usually we have a lot.
That's great.
We're very fortunate.
Yeah. Okay. So
They're
you
good
remember
parents.
your trip back here?
No, very little of it. I just remember coming and
Remember having a good time?
oh, I'm sure I must have.
Oh, you must have had. Now, well, your child is older, so she's going to remember more, right?
Probably.
All right, yes, because our people, we were talking with Mother Goose, we have people who have been here, and then now they're here with their children, and I don't think grandchildren yet, because it's been here since 1949 is the first year it opened. All right, anything else you want to tell us? What are the plans? How long will you be here?
Until the kids are done having fun.
What does that mean? Oh, there's no bus in your
No
case.
buses, no.
So
all
you don't have
parents-
to be back in order to move the buses.
Right, no, parents are dropping their kids off at home.
Oh,
This
great,
year.
yes. Okay, so they won't be going back to school. They all got their own child nearly, right?
Right.
Okay, well, thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you.
You didn't speak very much to me, except some of you came in when
I'm
you were
busy
four.
watching my
You're
two
watching.
children.
I see. That's
Right.
you got your responsibility.
That's right.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Lynn. Now, wasn't that very easy?
That's fine.
Huh? What's the plans the rest of the year between now and the time your kids get out? When do they get out of school?
Next Wednesday.
Okay.
We
Next.
have a mass on that day and a picnic
Okay. The picnic is where?
at school.
At school.
And
All right.
everybody's invited,
Okay.
so it'll.
Have you already looked over your class for next year from the kindergarten?
Well, I'm going to 4th grade next year.
Oh,
So
you're
the-
switching. All right.
The
Yeah,
3rd grade
you-
class will be my class next year, and I had them in 1st grade. So I know
Oh,
them.
you'll have a repeat. Oh,
Right.
yes. That was a great party yesterday for Ann, wasn't
Wasn't it nice?
It was very, very
It was
nice.
really nice.
Very, very nice. Nice turnout. It was very nice. And good luck in the 4th grade.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Bob is over talking with my son here. Lynn, I'm going to come around and back you. Tell me who we're looking at here.
Sylvia Jensen's on the left, Michelle Jarvis is in the middle, and Debbie Fleury's on the right. And their kids are in line to go on this ride.
Are they all Vermonters or just a couple of them?
They're all Vermonters. Those are our 3 Vermonsters.
You heard it from Lynn Lemaire. We're not responsible for any comments that may be made here. Thank you very much, Lynn. I'm going to go over and find my son.
Caleb!
All right. We've got some more people from Champlain, and the name is
Sue McDonald.
Sue Bayshard McDonald, right? Yes. And
Carol Bayshard.
Carol Bayshard. You related to this lady?
Yep.
Yes, huh? All right.
She married my brother Mike.
You married your brother Mike. Yes, she did. You live on Route 11.
Yes, I do.
I thought that was Mark. Mark lives in
He
Eden
lives
Lane.
in Eden Lane, yep.
Eden Lane. All right, I was on garage sales there. I meet more people at garage sales. So,
Where do you put it all?
well, I don't necessarily have to buy, but I do. All right, who are you here with? We see one person you're here with, Sarah, and you have someone here too?
Yeah, my little man Tyler.
Yeah, Tyler. Hi.
And we have Caleb with us and Josh.
Yeah, hi, Josh. I saw Josh yesterday in church, right, Josh? Yeah, he's one of my gum boys at church. Yes. All right. So you having fun, Sarah?
Yes.
Well, tell me what is your name? I should have told her. What's your name?
Sarah.
Sarah who?
Sarah McDonald.
You live in Champlain? You live on Church Street? You live on Church Street?
No.
No, where do you live? Prospect.
That's a...
Yes, Prospect Street, yes. Okay, so...
You don't make her nervous, do you?
No, she... Oh, she has trouble. All right, well, these are some of the St. Mary's first graders. And there's 20. We're talking with Lynn, and there's about 20 here. And you are each in charge of how many? 1 or 2? Or?
We have 2. We each
have 2.
Yep.
This is one of the easiest days you've had recently, right?
Yes.
Huh?
A lot easier taking care of these 2 than it is the 3 at home.
Hi there, how are you? Did you have fun on the ride? Huh?
This is fun.
Okay.
Day off.
Crawl back over here and let it
Okay, with another employee, we're at the
bobsled ride.
bobsled ride, and this lady is not taking any money, so I must be a free... Why aren't you taking money?
Well, the kids enjoy the ride, and we just let them go.
So you did...
Santa pays me.
Oh, okay, but so what? Oh, you got to take them out now.
Well, most of them can unbuckle themselves.
Okay, they're all
if they
buckled
get
in, right?
Yep.
And you went around before and make
We
sure
go
everything was
around and
buckled
we check
in?
and make sure everyone's buckled in, and then each kid is sitting down, and they know that they have to sit down.
Okay, see you, Sarah. See you, Caleb. Okay.
Hi, guys.
And what is your name?
My name is Lynn Wallace.
Lynn Wallace. You from where?
I'm from Upper J.
Upper J. You've been working here several
4
years?
years.
4 years, just like Joel.
Yep.
We talked to Joel. We talked to Mother Goose. And
We started the same year Joel did.
You did, yes. What do you do the rest of the year?
I go to college
Where?
in Albany at St. Rose.
Okay, St. Rose. All right. What are you majoring?
I'm a biochemistry major.
Ooh, I can't even talk about that. I don't know anything about that. Okay. Well, you don't have any waiting in line. What's the best part you like about your job, really?
The kids.
You like the kids?
I love the
You don't
kids.
get a chance to talk to any of them very long.
Not for very long, but still, they each bring their own little way to brighten your day into it.
Are you associated with kids very much at home or babysitting or anything like
I
that?
babysit, and I want to be a pediatrician.
Oh, right, pediatrician. With biochemistry?
Yes. It's a
Okay,
brand new
well,
field.
that's
I
a-
gotta be here.
That was a big one, huh? Okay, are they trained? Is that a bee that you trained in the area?
so.
No? All right, all right. Anything else you want to tell me about your ride? You always have the same ride?
No, we alternate rides every couple hours
You do?
so we don't get bored.
Oh, then you see the same kids even though they're in a
Yeah,
different
just-
ride. Okay, let you let your children in here, and so we won't be holding up people, and we'll watch her as she goes through. Now, as they get into their, each one is strapped in, as you can see, very safe, and there's no limit to the number of times they can ride, as long as they want to wait in line. Some of them are even buckling themselves in. Tell people to hometown Bob Venn. Who's I talking to? TDK, that's who I'm talking to. All right, who are these people?
Jim Ziegler, Rouse's Point.
All right.
Dennis Roberts, Champlain.
Carla Edwards, Peru.
Peru. Okay, St. Augustine's here today, or Peru?
Peru Primary School.
Oh, so you don't know these people. Well, this is
No, I
Hometown
don't.
Cable from the Northern Tier, all right? And we have shows on. It'll be on within a week every Sunday. The program's called What's Going On Here? I'm Bob Venn, Calvin Castine, who owns Hometown Cable. All right, well, that's all done. We don't have time to ask anything.
That's it.
What class are you here with?
Kindergarten classes. All of the kindergartens from Peru Primary. There's 8 of us.
Are you a teacher or are you
Yes,
a chaperone?
I'm a teacher.
You're a teacher
Yes.
in what, kindergarten teacher?
Kindergarten,
How long have you
yes.
been teaching at Peru?
7 years.
Did you know Bob Halstead?
No, I didn't.
He was in high school teaching.
we're so
But
large
how many teachers do you have in Peru?
I know in just the primary we have close to 60, and that's just K through 3rd, just at primary. That's not including the base.
Oh, you've been at the rally last week. I hope
Oh,
you
yes,
better. You're going to lose a lot of
definitely.
kids, right?
Oh, I was there in full force.
Very good. Okay, what are you guys doing here?
We're here at Rouse's Point Elementary School.
And you're a chaperone?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Chaperone,
you
too.
got your own children here?
Yeah.
And how many are you in charge of?
3.
You got
I got
3?
2. He's got 3.
Right.
Okay, so that's easy enough.
Sure.
Hard to
You-
keep.
and- so you're not going to all stay together as a group, or do you?
We are at the moment.
The 5 of you mean
Yeah.
stay together, but you can go off in different
Yeah.
areas and see the different things. And they'll be gathering at different places at the show at 12:45. You don't want to
Yep,
miss.
for
At the
puppets.
theater, you know
Yep.
about that. We talked to Mother Goose. All right, this your first year doing this?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever been? Huh?
I've never been a chaperone.
Have you ever been here before?
Yeah, we took the family down.
All right. Were you ever here when you were young?
Yeah. When I was a kid, I was, yeah.
You remember it?
No.
God, what a memory! What a memories on these things, huh? All right. Well, how'd you get the day off to come here today?
I worked Sunday midnight to 8 to get the day off today. Eris Labs was nice enough to give me the day off.
That's great. Eris Labs, a great, not only good employer, very civic-minded employer in Rouse's Point, New York, hiring nearly 1,000 people. One of the biggest employers in the county, and great that they did that. Okay, thanks for talking to us, gentlemen, or listening. One of the other. We didn't talk very much to you. What else you want to tell me? Rouse's Point Fire Department?
Sure.
Okay.
Been there 8 years. Having a good time. Enjoy being a member of the department.
Okay. You got a very nice looking. You do very well in the parades. I know they're always very classy. Got a big group usually that attends in the different parades.
We took first place at St. Mary's Bazaar.
I was going to say, and thank you for coming to our parade.
Katyville yesterday.
You did. Well, there you go. See? Okay, that's what you're getting it right here. Hi, guys. Hi, everybody. Okay, they're going back to Peru and back to Rouse's Point. Thank you.
See you guys later.
Right,
Take care.
We're in the, I guess we're in one of the stores. What do you call this store?
The general store.
The general store. And I mentioned earlier on cable about someone knowing and related to Mrs. Colby, and you are that lady, Rita?
Bashaw.
Bashaw. And how are you related to?
I am her sister-in-law.
Her sister-in-law.
Right.
And listen to this question. You go there often?
No, she probably has disowned me by now.
How long have you been at the North Pole?
I have been right here since 1980, but I worked for them longer than that at other places.
And you have been here that long, huh?
Right.
I must enjoy it.
Yes, I do.
Or you need a job. You gotta like it.
I enjoy it very, very much.
So during the rest of the year, are you employed? You take the rest of the time off, or?
No, I work part-time in a little country store where I live.
Okay, all right. Well, we've got another lady here that they told me hasn't been here too long. You want to come over and say hello to us too? Don't go away though, Rita. Hi.
Hi.
What is your name?
Brenda Balsley.
And you've been here a short time.
Yes, I've been here about 2 months. I live in Florida.
What a commute, huh?
No, we're here for the summer.
You don't want to be in Florida in the summer, do you?
No, it's too hot.
Whereabouts in Florida?
In Fort Walton Beach.
West or east side?
It's over in the Panhandle.
In the Panhandle, all right. And have you been coming here for years in the area?
No, I grew up in this area.
Okay.
And my husband and I decided to spend the summer here.
And so this is yours. Now, I wish I knew a difficult question to ask you to see if you've learned it good. This is your teacher?
This is my supervisor.
Your supervisor.
Yes.
Oh, she teaches too?
Yes, she
okay.
does.
All right. So, is this a popular store here?
Yes, it is the main big.
The main big store. So that any of the big advertising. Okay, the others are more specialized in different.
Right. World of Christmas is Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Do you arrange for the buying and everything else?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Mrs. Wallace and
Okay, so someone does the inventory, decide what you're going to have and so forth.
Right.
So there's just the two of you, or in the summer do you have more people?
No, I'll have 2 or 3 more girls.
Right, it starts busy around the 4th of July, I'm told.
That week.
When school gets out, right?
Definitely.
Then it's pretty steady all summer?
After Labor Day.
All right. And how long do you stay up north before you get back to Florida?
We'll go back in October.
You like that back and forth?
Well, it's the first year we've tried this.
Oh, okay. Well, you'll like the summer better, probably.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty hot. My wife likes to go down in the winter. I'm really not a Florida person. All right. Well, thank you very much for talking to us, both of you. You're watching Hometown Cable, and we're in the general store. Credit card transactions right here. If I'd have brought mine, I could buy my wife a present.
So,
when you see someone in a uniform or clothing, you know it's got to be someone special, and you are?
Elliot Greensleeves.
All right, Elliot. And when you're not Elliot, who are you?
I'm Tim.
Tim? Okay,
Yeah.
Tim. Who is Elliot Greensleeves? I maybe should know, but I've forgotten.
Well, I work in the Santa's Animal Village, and there we have baby calves and pigs, and that's where all Santa's animal friends live, and I take care of them. I'm their caretaker.
Okay. Are you from a farm originally?
Yeah.
Oh, so you know all about animals.
Yeah, I'm familiar. That's why I work in there.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
and I also do some painting around too. I help Santa with that, especially around Christmas
Painting?
time. Yep. So.
You mean like the regular painting?
Like painting
these
this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and when we're really busy, I help paint the toys for Christmas time.
So you're telling me you're working here more than just during the
yeah.
summer?
Yeah, I work here all year round.
How long have you been?
This is my 6th year.
How many people work year round like this?
There's about 15 of us that do.
Okay.
So it's not very many. So.
No, well, no, but you don't. I hope you don't have to paint outside.
Well, not in the wintertime.
Okay, all right, Elliot.
No.
And what else? Are you standing here for any particular reason? You want to talk to me? Is that why?
Yeah. Well, I want to talk to you and talk to the little kids that come through. Cause I'm ushering for the puppet show.
All right.
And I also do puppets.
Okay.
With Mother Goose. So
all right.
I'm a puppeteer. So.
You're one of the puppeteers too, like Joel. All right. All right, well, thank you for talking to us.
Well, thank you.
Elliot Greensleeve.
And have a Merry Christmas.
Did you say Greensleeve? The only thing you got on that isn't green is your sleeve.
I know. I can't change my last
All
name.
right. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
We're going to talk to Lucy over here. Lucy's here for her first day. Is that first day, Lucy?
Yes, it is.
All right. We met her on the way in, and she said she better talk to us because we met Mrs. Yost coming in. And your name is Engert?
Yes.
All right. I know they said you're from Paul Smith College, and you finished for the year?
Yeah, I'm done.
All right. Where's your home?
Near Rochester.
Really good.
Oh, you're going to stay in the area for the...
Yeah, I'm up here for the summer.
Okay, what year are you at Paul Smith? I guess you must have been your first. Is it a 2-year school?
I have one more semester left.
Oh, one semester.
Right.
All right. What are you majoring?
For travel and tourism.
Oh, travel and tourism. Well, what a great... so you're an intern here then.
Right.
Oh, that's perfect for you, isn't it?
It sure is.
Oh, all right. So what will you be doing? Standing around and say, you go that way, are you...
I hope not. I'm going to be probably working in the office and then out with the kids.
Yes, well, you want to get out, I imagine, right? Yeah. So you'll be helping people with their questions inside, is that what you mean? Or?
Yes. Oh, well, I'm an usher for the...
You're an usher here, too?
Right now.
Oh, you do a lot of things, don't you, huh? Here's some people from Peru, New York right here going by. Yeah, hi, we talked to her earlier. All right. Well, anything else you want to tell me, or except please get away from here with that microphone?
Merry Christmas.
All right. Where do you shop? What? Where do you shop?
Santaville.
Santaville. All right.
There's a Reindeerville, so I shop
Reindeerville is a general store, right?
Right.
Okay. How did you pick Paul Smith out of? I didn't know they had travel and tourism. I thought they were mainly forestry and so forth.
They
That's
have
not
hotel
true.
and restaurant management also.
Okay. Yeah.
Someone came to my school and told me about it.
Okay.
And I liked it, so.
You liked it, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. You like college?
Yeah, I'm doing very well, so I like it.
Now, you won't get home at all this summer?
No.
Except for a visit?
I was already home. Today I started, but my boyfriend started like 3 weeks ago, so I've gone home and come back.
Okay, you realize what that means? The easy life is over now?
Certainly.
Now when you want something, you got to pay for it yourself? And you'll say, God, it was easy when I was told what to do and could use Dad's car and his gas, right?
I still do that.
You still do that? But you won't the next 2-3 months.
Probably not. Well, yeah, actually, it's
Oh, yeah?
my dad's car.
Oh, you got it up here?
Yes.
Thanks, Dad, because you're a good dad, right?
Right.
What does Mama think about you having your own car? I don't mean Mama, but what does Mom think about you having your own car up here? Her young daughter, who she thinks is still 11, right?
It was her car. Well, I'm the youngest of 12 kids, so it's kind
12
of 12
kids in the same family?
Yes.
Well, I don't know what to say about that. He's got me stumped. Listen, thanks for talking to us, Lucy, and good luck here in the summer. And I hope we didn't embarrass you. That's not why I talked to you. Okay, thanks much.
Thank you.
It must be nice to be by yourself and not 11 others hanging onto your arm.
Youngest, so I'm used to getting everything my way, but.
Oh, okay, that's the way it goes. Thanks, Lucy.
Thank you. Is everyone having fun?
Yeah.
Now, whenever you see this man, I want you to boo and hit. Let's all try that. Ready? Come on now. Let's try that one more time. Give him all the boos he deserves. Very good. Next, we have our brave hero. Now let me tell you that we searched far and wide for just the right person to play this role. And needless to say, we found someone who is so talented, so terrific, and so wonderful. You want to guess who? Me! Now, every time you see me come on stage, I want to hear lots of cheers and applause. Let's all try that. Ready? Here we go. Here I am. Wow, that's terrific. So, without further ado, on with the show.
Don't make a sound. We're in the laboratory of Mr. Meany, the meanest man in the world. Is he mean? You bet. He's the meanest man you've ever seen. He's made this terrible machine, the Greedy Glut, and he's going to... Oh no, I have to go. Here he comes now.
There you are, my lovely machine. What a beauty, my gorgeous Greedy Glut. When I turn you on tonight, why, I'll have every lollipop, candy cane, gumdrop, stick of gum, why, every piece of candy in the world. You beauty. Darn! Where's that no-good assistant of mine? Charlene? Charlene Wicker? Where are you?
Oh, here I am, Mr. Meany. I'm sorry I was late, but my little boy was sick and I had to take him to the hospital.
That's no excuse. One more time and you're out on the street. Now get to work. I want that great Greedy Glut working at full power by midnight tonight.
Tonight? You can't turn this machine on tonight, Mr. Meany. It's Christmas Eve.
What do you mean I can't? I will. What better night than Christmas Eve? Just think of all those jelly beans, candy canes, gumdrops, and lollipops sitting in all those silly stockings. Why, there'll be candy all over the world.
But it's Christmas, Mr. Meany.
Christmas! Christmas humbug! I don't believe in that nonsense. You get to work. Don't you stop for anything.
I don't want to do this. I just don't want to do this.
I'm going down to my candy vault and count all of my chocolate drops.
Wait, I have an idea.
1023, 1024. Oh, you lovely chocolate drops. 1025. Who's there? Who's making all that racket? Who are you?
I'm the ghost of raspberry jelly beans.
Well, what do you want?
I want you. I've come to take you away, Mr. Meanie.
Come to take me? But why? I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, yes, you are, Mr. Meanie. We have a big, huge pot of boiling oil just waiting for greedy men like you.
Oh, no. You can't. I'll sue. I'll take you to the highest court in the...
It won't do you any good, Mr. Meanie.
Oh, please, Mr. Ghost, don't take me with you. What can I do? Oh, what can I do?
Destroy your awful machine and change your selfish ways. Never be mean, miserable, or greedy again.
Destroy my machine? My greedy glut? Why, I can't. It's my life's work. My masterpiece.
All right, Mr. Meanie. You've had your chance.
Wait. Did you say it was a pot of boiling oil?
Boiling, bubbling hot. Oh, so hot.
All right, you win. I guess I don't need all this candy anyway. I'll destroy the machine. Let me suffer in peace. Now please go away and leave me alone. And I'll never know if this one candy in the world. Oh, I just can't destroy it. I won't do it. So what if it's boiling oil? I'll show them. Then they'll know who's the meanest, greediest man in the world. What's the matter? What's going on? Whoa! Help!
What did you do to that machine?
I just made it suck up all the bad things like Mr. Meanie, instead of all the good things like candy.
Well, it certainly looks like it worked. It sure put a stop to Mr. Meanie.
Get me out of here! Help! Somebody get me out of here! Charlene! Charlene, you let me out of here this instant or I'll...
Or you what?
You let me out of here. I'll give you half of all my delicious candy. Just get me out of here. I'll do anything if you'll just let me out.
We might let you out if you promise to change your ways by sharing instead of being so stingy and mean.
Anything. I promise. Just let me out of here. I'll bend my nasty ways.
All right. But remember, if you ever slip back into your greedy ways, it's back into the machine for you, and you'll never get out.
Oh, I'll be good. I can see that being mean and stingy doesn't pay. Ever.
It sounds like he really means it this time.
Well, I don't know. What do you think, boys and girls? Does he really mean it this time? No. Well, I think we should let him out and give him a chance to change.
And to show you I really am going to change, I'm going to send all my lovely candy to Santa Claus to give to all the good boys and girls.
I'll go pack it up right now.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me out.
Let's have a big cheer for Mr. Meanie. Hip hip, hooray! Well, that's our play, boys and girls. Come back and see us real soon and have a Merry Christmas Day in Santa's workshop. Goodbye!
Let's get through here just so I can get...
The,
Okay, we're in behind where the puppet show is taking place.
We're backstage.
We're backstage. Oh, that's the right terminology. And all right, now you were Charlene.
Yes, I was.
All right,
and the ghost.
And the ghost. All right, and
I was Jack Jingle.
I was Mr. Meanie.
okay, Mr. Meanie. Oh, you're the one get the booze. Huh?
Yep, yeah.
Yeah, no wonder you do. Okay, now and these are the back. This is where you do your work right here, correct?
These are the sets.
All right. Now you have a whole bunch. And now show me what a puppet looks like on your arm here that you had. Well, let's show us the one that you had.
Put Meanie on.
Put Meanie on. See what you. Oh, okay. So you're running with the.
Yeah, and we control it.
With you control both of those with one hand.
With one hand.
Okay. And then you make your hand go like this to make his mouth go.
That's how we talk here.
Yeah. How long do you figure you would have to practice to do something like you just did?
Well, I practice. It's just I've been doing this for 6 years.
Mhm.
So over time you get better and better. Some people are quicker learners than others.
I mean, you'd have a client that I'd never turn my head, it would seem, you know? You have to remember to turn.
To look at this side of the audience, we have to pick our arm out. Like
Yeah.
The other way. So it's kind of.
And you're up underneath, so you, right? And,
right. So.
All right.
Well, you'll find there are little techniques, like
Right.
like Jimmy just showed you. You know, if you want this puppet to look that way,
Uh-huh.
it isn't normal for your hand to do that. Normally your hand goes this way. But by kicking your elbow out, then your hand turns that way.
Right.
Okay.
Trick.
And you have to keep the go up here like.
Yeah?
Keep them level. You have to remember they're on a
Now you see, we can
level.
see the puppets. We can see
Yes,
what
you can
we're
see because
doing.
there's like a screen there, yes.
That's right. It's called a scrim.
Scrim, all right.
This allows us to see how many people are in the audience and where they are, so we know where to look at.
Okay, so you
Like
can
for one show, we had one couple, so we knew where to look at them. Where for these shows, we know to rotate around the room.
Okay, now, do you really do a better job when people are really contributing? And
Yes.
Yeah, and
it boosts you.
It does boost you, huh?
Yes.
I'm sure you love it when they're cheering and everything. They're getting
of course,
into it very much so. All right, so these are various. We didn't see these people.
No, these are from our other puppet show, The Tale of Two Tummies.
Jack is
is the narrator of both shows.
This is his theater.
This puppet is a takeoff on our village character called Jack Jingle.
Yes, okay.
So he is actually in both of our
He's in
puppet
both,
shows.
all right.
And the next one is the story of Miranda Mouse, and that is she.
Oh
right
my,
there.
look at
This
this.
is Benjamin Bird.
And that's Benjamin Bird. He's a cantankerous character who hates Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay, so there you don't have a hand in that one.
That
huh?
is, he's called a ventriloquial puppet.
Okay.
And it's all done by strings.
And these three puppets are also different. They're stick puppets.
Those are just hand puppets, yes.
They have a stick underneath, which you grip and put your fingers in the hands.
Oh, okay. Do you find yourself, as it's going, mimicking the words that are being said?
Yes.
You do have to, so you can know what to do with your feet. You do mouth it, huh?
Yes.
When we do the puppets so often, we actually become that character.
That's
for
the
that
ultimate
time.
in lip sync. You don't even
Right.
see your lip, but you're
Right.
doing it.
Right.
You're doing it back here, yes.
You'll see that if you stay back here, you'll see that our faces make the same faces that we want them
Yeah,
to make
yeah.
and everything.
Because that's where you get the
Right.
feeling for it, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Why
Okay.
don't you show the gentleman a couple of the other sets there, Timmy? Just push that curtain back and you can pull out and then they get a little idea.
So when you say you change the scrim, the whole back end, all right.
Now that will be in the center here.
Okay, so this whole with the back end,
How it comes off.
you know the pins.
You've got time.
You probably okay. You see the pins come out right
Yes,
there.
yes,
You
it
can
does
just
right.
point them out, and that just lifts right out, and another one go right straight on.
This is Miranda's
Would you like some help?
Right. So normally in the middle of the summer you would alternate these, or later in the year.
No, we alternate them in summer, yes.
Okay.
We'll do 3 or 4 puppet shows a day in the summer.
So you don't,
Yeah, we alternate them, yeah.
Like next spring we'll do the Tale of Two Tummies probably. They alternate that show.
do you have more shows in the middle of the summer? Or is it
Oh,
always-
yes. Oh,
so
yes.
when do you find time to go do something personal?
Well,
On your
just
day
like
off?
Yeah, just like a regular day. You work 9 to 5, and then you go home and do whatever else.
yeah,
you
but I
wanna
mean
do.
you've got about 10 minutes between shows.
Oh, you go right from one to the other.
You got to
yeah.
go to bathrooms and getting a drink of water.
Yes, and you have a lunch period.
Yeah.
Like a 5-minute break between shows. That if you
Uh-huh.
have to go do something quickly, you can.
Uh-huh. And, well, you're in show business. You're in show business, and this, right?
Absolutely.
Do about 10 to 12 shows a day.
Okay, well, that whole show was on TV. It'll be shown, the whole show. He did the whole thing, right, Calvin? Right
I
up
saw
close.
him up there.
Yeah. And tell us your name once more now, so we get the... Just move just a little.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, there. Now, you are...
Joel Wilmette.
And you did...
I did Jack Jingle.
Jingle.
Elliot Greensleeves, and my business name is Tim.
Okay.
So-
And you did...
Mr. Meany.
Mr. Meany, and
I did Charlene.
you were Mother
the
Goose.
Ghost.
All right, and the Ghost. You did both. Okay, well, I thought the Ghost was Jack, but you did the voice. Wait,
No,
weren't you
voices
the Ghost?
are on tight.
I was the ghost for this scene over here.
Oh, but you were the ghost for that scene over there. Oh, a double ghost. We've got 2 ghosts in this
yes.
program here. All right.
Everybody does whatever is expedient.
Okay. What problems come up the most?
Problems?
Huh?
Well, sometimes we put in the wrong tape. The wrong show, the Tale of Two Tummies.
Yes,
with the
we've been known to do that.
Children come up, grab the puppets.
They do? Did
Yeah.
that
I have
happen?
done that before,
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
This happened.
That you have to do some quick thinking about that.
We don't have any trouble backstage. This is a happy place.
I'm sure it is. Okay, well, this is what the puppeteers look like, really. These are the people who are running. It's all done by the arm. And we know when people get puppets for Christmas and so forth, but this is what it's going to be. We're going to watch them from behind. The lights will be out. We're going to see only the lights here, but you'll see what's happening. And the voice is all recorded, of
Yes,
course,
it
right?
is.
So that's where you say the right
Okay,
thing.
put your puppets away, boys.
Okay,
Time to go.
yeah, time to go.
Okay.
everyone. I'm Jack Jingle, and I'm here to welcome you to the Yuletide Theater, where we are ready to present another suspense-filled performance of The Greedy Glut. Now, in order to perform this timeless classic in true form, we're going to need the help of you, our audience. Let me explain. First, right here on our stage, we have a man who is so mean, so rotten, and so cruel that he makes flowers wilt. Of course, his name is Mr. Meanie, and he is our villain. Now, whenever you see this man, I want you to fool and hiss. Let's all try that. Ready? Come on now. Let's try that one more time. Give him all the booze he deserves. Very good. Next, we have our brave hero. Now let me tell you that we searched far and wide for just the right person to play this role. And needless to say, we found someone who was so talented, so prolific, and so wonderful. You want to get to me? Now, every time you see me come on stage, I want to hear lots of cheers and applause. Let's all try that. Ready? Here we go.
Don't make a sound. We're in the laboratory of Mr. Meanie, the meanest man in the world. Is he mean? You bet. He's the meanest man you've ever seen. He's made this terrible machine, the Greedy Glut, and he's going to... Oh no, I have to go. Here he comes now.
There you are, my lovely machine. What a beauty, my gorgeous greedy glut. Would I turn you on tonight? Why, I'll have every lollipop, candy cane, gumdrop, stick of gum, why, every piece of candy in the world. You beauty. Where's that no-good assistant of mine? Charlene Wicker, where are you?
Oh, here I am, Mr. Meanie. I'm sorry I was late, but my little boy was sick and I had to take him to the hospital.
That's no excuse. One more time and you're out on the street. Now get to work. I want that great greedy glut working at full power by midnight tonight.
Tonight? You can't turn this machine on tonight, Mr. Meanie. It's Christmas Eve.
What do you mean I can't? I will. What better night than Christmas Eve? Just think of all those jelly beans, candy canes, gumdrops, and lollipops sitting in all those silly stockings. Why, there'll be candy all over the world.
But it's Christmas, Mr. Meanie.
Christmas! Christmas! Humbug! I don't believe in that nonsense. You get to work. Don't you stop for anything.
I don't want to do this. I just don't want to do this.
I'm going down to my candy vault and count all of my chocolate drops. 1023. 1024. Oh, you lovely chocolate drop. 1025. Who's there? Who's making all that racket? Who are you?
I'm the ghost of raspberry jelly bean.
Well, what do you want?
I want you. I've come to take you away, Mr. Meanie.
Come to take me? But why? I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, yes, you are, Mr. Meanie. We have a big, huge pot of boiling oil, just waiting for green men like you.
Oh, no. You can't. I'll sue. I'll take you to the highest court in the...
It won't do you any good, Mr. Meanie.
Oh, please, Mr. Ghost, don't take me with you. What can I do? Oh, what can I do?
Destroy your awful machine and change your selfish ways. Never be mean, miserable, or greedy again.
Destroy my machine? My greedy glut? Why, I can't. It's my life's work. My masterpiece.
All right, Mr. Meanie. You've had your turn.
Wait! Did you say it was a pot of boiling oil?
Boiling, bubbling hot. Oh, so hot.
All right, you win. I guess I don't need all this candy anyway. I'll destroy the machine. Let me suffer in peace. Now please go away and leave me alone.
Word. Let's see. If I move
destroy it. I won't do it. So watch it boil the oil. I'll show them. Then they'll know who's the meanest, greediest man in the world.
Made it suck up all the bad things like Mr. Meany, instead of all the good things like candy.
Well, it certainly looks like it worked. It sure put a stop to Mr. Meany.
Get me out of here! Help! Somebody get me out of here! Johnny! Charlie, you let me out of here this instant or
what?
You let me out of here. I'll give you half of all my delicious candy. Just get me out of here. I'll do anything if you'll just let me out.
We might let you out if you promise to change your ways by sharing instead of being so stingy and mean.
Anything. I promise. Just let me out of here. I'll mend my nasty ways.
All right. But remember, if you ever slip back into your greedy ways, it's back into the machine for you, and you'll never get out.
Oh, I'll be good. I can see that being mean and stingy doesn't pay. Ever.
It sounds like he really means it this time.
Well, I don't know. What do you think, boys and girls? Really mean it this time? Well, I think we should let him out and give him a chance to change.
And to show you I really am going to change, I'm going to send all my lovely candy to Santa Claus to give to all the good boys and girls.
I'll go pack it up right now.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me out.
Let's have a big cheer for Mr. Meany. Well, that's our play, boys and girls. Come back and see us real soon and have a Merry Christmas Day in Santa's workshop. Goodbye!
That's all there is to it.
Very. We're enjoying ourselves so much at North Pole, we're going to stay a little bit longer. And these are two of our youngsters from Champlain. And your name?
Sierra.
Sierra who?
Bobby.
And?
Cassie.
Cassie?
Roberts.
Yes, Cassie Roberts. They're both St. Mary's students. And they're here with their moms. Let's see who their moms are. Hi there,
Hi.
Mom. Tell us your name, Mom.
Carol.
Carol and
Angie.
Angie. And this is the first half of the show, and please tune in next week. You'll see the rest of the show here at the North Pole. We hope you've enjoyed what you've seen so far, and we're going to see more and more, and we're going to be seeing our local children at the same time, and many of the chaperones. And thank you for being on TV. What a pretty name. How do you spell Sierra?
Siera.
S-I-E-R-A, huh? Yeah, and yours?
Cassie.
All right. They both did very well. You learned how to spell when you were at St. Mary's. Huh? Yeah, next year. Okay, well, we'll talk to you later then, all right? Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you again next week.
Hi, Crystal. When are we on?
We're in the offices at North Pole. We're very fortunate to have Principal Robert Rice. And your title, are you president?
I'm president and general manager and chief flunky, I guess.
Okay, and it's very interesting because I mentioned on TV that I was going to a mass up in Malone for Father Silver. And while I was in the reception, we sat at a table and we kind of introduced ourselves, and I met Mr. Rice there, and I said, Rice, Lake Placid, I knew Mr. Rice, and he reminded me that it was his father, Julian, who started this North Pole.
That's correct.
And tell us a little bit about the start of this.
Well, the Santa's Workshop here, the North Pole as it's known throughout the North Country, opened in 1949 after about a year and a half of construction and planning phase. My father, another local person, Harold Fortune, and Arto Monaco, a well-known artist who lived in Upper J, still lives there, put together their resources and collectively came up with Santa's Workshop as the first, really the first of this type of a man-made tourist attraction, which is now known as, of course, as a theme park, pretty generally.
Now, is this in the state of New York or in the country?
No, in the country, as far as we know.
In the country?
Yes, that's correct. No one had actually come with this kind of a concept. Of course, Disney people opened the park in California in 1953, but that was only after spending 2 or 3 years here, actually with a Disney representative,
Is that
seeing
right?
how this worked. Right.
Yeah.
But of course, by today's standards, we're not a theme park. And we don't really call ourselves a theme park because theme parks are famous for all today they're famous for all their exotic rides and things of that nature. And rides have not been a big part of our park because we're more catering to the run.
You haven't changed an awful lot in the 40, 50
well,
years.
Santa hasn't changed, so
no,
how
exactly.
can we change?
Right, so you haven't enlarged the park that much, a little
No.
bit, but not that much.
No, not all that much.
And you're not trying to, right?
No, we really aren't trying to. We feel that the focus here primarily is for the young children to get an opportunity to spend some time with Santa Claus and to sort of keep it sort of laid back and on that basis. We're not looking for the young adult crowd that wants roller coasters and dark rides and all that type of thing. We just don't feel that quite fits our theme.
I gave you an idea that when we were eating that of what I'd heard of how this started, and I wasn't completely correct. But people out there would be very interested in how North Pole got started. Tell us about that.
Well, I can give you, as I said, I can give you the quickie version, or I can give you the half-hour version. Let's settle for the quickie version. Let's settle for the quickie one, right? Well, it happened that my father, who at that time was one of the New York State commissioners for the first anti-discrimination laws that came in New York State in the mid-40s. He was selected by Governor Dewey to be one of the original commissioners, and for that reason the family was living down in Long Island where there was a lot more work, but they were planning, and as they continually did, come to Lake Placid for the winter holidays, because there's no place to be other than a place like Lake Placid, if you've been born and raised there, to be for the holidays. So they were driving north. My youngest sister was in the car with my father. My mother was driving the car with the rest of the family. At that point in time, I was away in the Navy, so I'm getting most of this by hearsay, but I've heard it enough times to believe that it's probably true. And this is the way it went. My father started telling my youngest sister a story about a little bear who had wandered off in the woods, but finally came upon this little village where all these happy little people were working, and then had this sort of a pole in the middle, and there was a fellow in a red suit that was in charge. And the bear was delighted with being rescued and finding people to take care of him, and asked if there wasn't something for him to do also. And Santa finally noticed that the North Pole itself was in very, very bad shape, so he thought that perhaps the bear could go out and paint the pole, and that would be a good job for him. So the bear got a little bucket of white paint and a brush, and with all his enthusiasm ran out to the pole and began to put the paint on all over it. And pretty soon, of course, the pole became very white and bright and shiny, but so did the bear become awful white. And that's where our first polar bear came from. So that was the way the story went. Pretty good to the story.
You've told it before, too.
Yes, I've gotten to know it pretty good. So then my sister, of course, said, oh, well, that's great. I'd love to go up there and see the Santa Claus and his village and all his workers. Take me there, Daddy. And my father had to admit that there were no roads and there was no transportation facilities, and he couldn't fly her in his airplane. There's just no way it could happen. And Patty, then 5 years old, said, oh, well, that's terrible, because that would be the most wonderful thing to do, be able to visit Santa in his own home. And that's, of course, my father began thinking about her wishes and her desires, and thought, well, gee, wouldn't it be nice to be able to do such a thing? and that's where
it started.
That's where it came from.
You know, when you think of the North Pole, you think of any business, you think of the owner, you think of a prude, someone you can't talk to. That's not the case in the Rice family. You can tell that from listening to Bob. His father was just like him and was a philanthropist, not only with his own money, but the money that was made here. You gave thousands and thousands of toys and gifts from North Pole over the years. Is that still being done?
Well, not quite to the extent that it was before. We used to be able to count on the Standard Oil of New Jersey, now known as Exxon, to provide all the transportation. They had a corporate airplane that did this and flew Santa to the Montreal, flew him way down to Charlotte, North Carolina, as far as that, many, many places in between. And working with the local service clubs, Kiwanis and Lions or Knights of Columbus, the children were brought out to the airport and Santa would arrive and there'd be gifts and everything for all of them. And it was a wonderful thing, but two things happened. IRS began to tighten down on the corporations for all these airplanes, and Standard Oil had to give up theirs that they used for this purpose, and of course then Santa lost his support transportation, and the reindeer team, of course, who he counts on to do an outstanding job on Christmas Eve, he can't use them at other times, so he just sort of lost the transportation. And the other thing happened, Bob, do you know that if you look around today, the children are finding homes. They're not raised in orphanages anymore. The children who, for one reason or other, have lost their mommy and daddies have found a home to live in. So calling on orphans is not quite what it used to be. But what we do now is we work with the county social service organizations, and they give us lists of children who are in a less advantaged position, and we provide money and toys and so forth to make Christmas a little merry for them.
Was there something in your dad's background at all? I don't mean family-wise, but that made him so partial to the orphanage and things like that? He liked kids, obviously.
He liked kids, yes.
He sounded telling the story to his kids in the car and so forth.
My father had a thing that he was a natural storyteller. And as a young man, he was living in New York City. He contracted tuberculosis and became a TB patient up here, and that's how come the family moved up here to the North Country. And he spent a lot of years in what they called TB recovery, in which he would sit out on the front porch and just breathe the fresh air and so on. And of course, it gave him a lot of free time. He wasn't allowed to have a job or anything, so he was sit out there on the porch, and he did a lot of reading, and he also became quite a storyteller, and all the children around the neighborhood would come over to hear his stories. So he was constantly creating ones, and that's, I guess, had a lot to do with it.
Now, your dad also ran the car agency in Raybrook?
Yes, later on he joined with a couple other local businessmen to open up the General Motors franchises, actually originally in Lake Placid, Saranac Lake, and
You're
Tupper
right.
Lake.
I remember now that you mention it. Yes, yes. I used to call on them all when I was traveling with Dun and Bradstreet. I once went to the Old McDonald's Farm, which was also a theme park that your dad had, and they said I went in to see him, talking about the business, and they said he's out in the park someplace, probably riding in a wagon, and I think that was the first time I ever met him. And sure enough, he was on the wagon, but he was dressed like I and you are today, and he was like, he had a hat on, and I thought he was one of the people who were there, and he just wanted to know what people were saying about his place, to correct it, to improve it, and so forth. He wanted to get the real feeling.
Well, he really enjoyed this. He enjoyed people and being with people. As I told you, Bob, in the 40s, he was a state commissioner under the Dewey administration, working to try to improve race relations and open up job opportunities for minorities here in New York State. This was an approach that was more negotiated and education rather than setting up rules that you have to follow and the force of the law behind it. And they were making pretty good progress that way, but it was slow, and it probably was slower than what most of us would like to see happen. He had a number of very interesting cases, but the one that we were most proud about it was that he was the man that negotiated with Branch Rickey to give Jackie Robinson a place on the Brooklyn Dodgers to be the first man of color on a baseball team.
There isn't one person out there who haven't heard about that incident, and we didn't know at any time that Julian Rice was involved.
And so that was the thing I was proudest about him, because I was always a Brooklyn Dodgers fan as a young boy. And I thought
not anymore.
Well, since they moved to LA, what can I do?
Bob, how long have you been active, what you call real active as an officer, full time here at the?
Well, I got out of the Navy in around '54 after 9 years of military service, and came back home. My father was ill at the time. We had discovered that he had a terminal cancer situation, and having just been relieved from the Navy, I was the one in the family that was probably most in position to come home here and try to give him a hand on some of the details of his various business interests. For a while, I worked in the automobile dealerships before finally coming down here. I really became active here about 1961, and at that time I really didn't plan to stay here. I planned that this would be a temporary assignment for me, but here I am, and I'm getting ready to retire now.
You know, when you mention this, it reminds me that many times, I shouldn't say envy, but you look up to somebody and think that man hasn't got a care in the world. And I remember thinking about that with your dad, and here he had this problem when I knew him. Mm-hmm. And he never carried it on his shoulder. He never showed a thing.
No, he didn't. He had it was a 4 or 4.5 year terminal, long-term thing that he knew that there was no. Wow. At that time, there's no. Not this time. Yep. There's no cure for. Yep. But he went about his business until he, just like you or I or anybody else, and never gave a sign of it until the disease began to manifest.
Okay, we're going to be moving out to see Mother Goose as a special program about
Great.
quarter of 1, but we certainly appreciate the chance to talk with you and go through and get a picture. Calvin said he came here in 1984 and did a short story, right, at the time. He's been in this now for 10 years, and it's been growing and growing. And we've talked to some of our people from Champlain, Rouse's Point. We've talked to several of your employees. We just saw the puppet show, and we've been treated very, very well, by the way.
That's good.
From the very first time in.
Well, Santa's elves would never have it any other way.
I was impressed when I called the other day and asked you, and then you weren't in, and they said, well, what was it for? I mentioned, they said, I'll let you speak to Mrs. Yost, and she knew everything I was talking about, and that you had informed her, and I didn't really know what day it was at the time.
Sure.
And I thank you very much for that. Right. It's nice to be received.
Say hello to all the good people up at Champlain and Rouse's Point.
Well, you do that right there yourself. You say it right out there.
Right. Well, I want to say hello to all the folks up there in Champlain and Rouse's Point. I have some very fond memories of my childhood that go back to your communities. When 1935, my father had a sailboat, and it was operated out of Rouse's Point. It was a nice, beautiful Canadian-made 56-foot ketch, and we spent our summers just sailing on the lake. And many, many times we were in and out of Rouse's Point. So I've got some good memories there. Got a wonderful town, a wonderful community, and a lot of nice people up there.
Well, thank you very much. Our area covers all of the town of Champlain, Moore, Shazy, West Shazy, about 3,000 subscribers to that cable service.
Altona.
And Altona. And they just
don't leave everybody out.
And now they're getting into Ellenburg, Morris Parks, and the others, a big area. And we're on every Sunday. We've done about 200 shows so far, and they're pretty well received because we're getting in behind, meet the people, that they're human beings. But one more thing, I think it would be remiss if I didn't mention. I'm a religious person. I don't carry it on my sleeve, and neither does Calvin. But we like nice people, and your dad had an award from the Catholic Church.
Yes.
Just give me
for all
the papers,
for all the work that he had done to try to further social justice, not only as the state commissioner, but also working with various people in the church. He was signaled out by the Pope and given the highest order that is given to a Catholic layman for service, that is the Knight of St. Gregory.
So when you come to a theme park, like the #1 theme park in the country, the #1, the very original, and you go to these places and you say, well, you know, who are these people? They're nice people, And that's the thing I want to make. And once you get to know them, so you got to at least be able to get in the office, because he can't see everybody this way, obviously. But I'm sure he's out there, and you wouldn't know that he's the owner here. Because when you see him out in the park, you'd think he's going to have a tie. And
I always try to look like one of the tourists.
Well, I was wondering today whether I should have had a tie on or not. I'm so glad I didn't.
I'm particularly more comfortable when I have one of my grandchildren with me, because that looks more appropriate.
How many grandchildren do you have?
We have 3.
Okay. As a matter of fact, the reason why I said, well, how do you know Father Silver? And you can explain that how you are related to Father Silver.
That's right. Well, Father Silver's nephew, Greg, is married to my daughter. And that's what the connection was there.
Okay. And Pauline and Joan, the 2 sisters, both live in Moors. I know them very well. I knew their husbands, worked with their husbands at Customs, both of them.
That's right.
And that's one reason. And I've already made a copy of the tape over. Joan has a copy already in Vern Brooks. And it was a very nice day. It was a beautiful day. And it was nice seeing you. I'm so pleased I was able to see you and meet your wife. She's a very nice person. Is she active here also?
No, actually what she does, she helps me out on my difficult problems. She's very good. She's a very good wordsmith. So when we're trying to write some kind of copy for a brochure or something, we always call on Joan to straighten out our English and get it all set up right. But what she really does is that you may have heard of or know of the attraction down the road known as High Falls Gorge, a natural scenic attraction. Well, that's her operation.
Oh, it is?
So we're both attraction operators.
Okay, well, you're both attractive and you're both attracted to each other. Great. She suggests here at times, doesn't she? She suggests things.
Oh, yes, she does.
Are you going to wear that shirt? You know what that means, don't you?
Yeah.
You better get another shirt or something. My wife will say, are you going to wear that tie? Well, I've got it on. Obviously, I am, but I think there's another
suggestion there. Hint there, huh?
All right. Anything else you can think of, Calvin, where I don't mean to be rushing here. We got to get out, but anything else?
No, unless he's good friends with the Delafranges or something like that from Frontier Town.
Do you know the Delafranges that are also with the Frontier?
I don't know them well.
Right.
We're... Of course, Mrs. Yost Putzi that you mentioned has been to a number of meetings with them, that they're doing joint promotional activities along with the county, and they've established a little bit of communication that way. I haven't really gotten to meet him, but it's on my agenda.
Well, you see, one of his son lives in Champlain.
Oh,
and I met him through an acquaintance, and I said, I wonder if your dad would ever permit us to go up, and we did a 3-hour show there.
Oh, sure.
And,
well, I didn't know that they had a North Country connection.
Well, and I met them, and they come up to see the children, and I've met them in Champlain, and it's nice that people know what's behind. We saw the back of the puppet show. That's amazing. I think it's more interesting in the back than it was in the front.
Well, that's the place to see it.
Unbelievable.
Behind the scenes is always the interesting
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Mr. Rice. And if you're ever up in Champlain, please stop and say hello to us.
And you can remember to stop by anytime you're
I will.
going past our door again.
Thank you very much.
Rowdy Reindeer, whatever is the matter with you? Well, I was just going to read a story for the boys and girls. Do you want to hear the story too? Well, come on over here. For goodness sake, such a fun. Rowdy, why don't you settle down? And then maybe we can get started. Well, I love you, dear, but that's a little bit close. Oh, that's fine. Right there. Okay? All ready now? Great. Great. Once upon a time, Jack Jingle and little... What now? You don't want to hear the story about Jack Jingle? I know. You want to hear the story of how the reindeer learned to fly. You know, That's one of my favorite stories too. Boys and girls, would you like to hear the story of how the reindeer learned to fly? Well, here it is, right at the bottom of the page. You know, Rowdy, this is a very old story. Many, many years ago. Long before the time of automobiles and airplanes. Yes, Rowdy. Even before bicycles. Santa Claus kept a book with the names of all the good boys and girls so that he could take them special treats at Christmas time. Now, as the list of good boys and girls grew longer and longer, Santa Claus had to get some helpers so that none of the children would be missed. And that is how and why the elves started to work for Santa Claus. Well, everything ran smoothly with the elves making the gifts to Santa's precise instructions. Oh yes, everything went fine. That is, up until the year that those lists became so long. Now just a minute. It's a long list, but there's something very wrong with it. The only name I see is yours. But what about all these boys and girls? Rowdy, you know better than that. Christmas is a time for giving, not getting. I have an idea. Could you make a new list and be sure to put the names of every one of these children on it? And how many times are you going to put your name on the list, Rowdy? I think you better reconsider. Now you've got it. One time. And will you promise to get that list to Santa Claus before Christmas? You crossed your heart. I'm sure you'll do it. Now can we get on with our story? Remember I said everything was going great until those lists got too long. So Santa knew that he would just never get to everyone on his Christmas rounds without some help. So he called in his chief elves, and he told them of his plight. And one of them, by the name of Periwinkle, got the idea to call on Santa's very own personal magician, the Wizard of the North Pole, for surely he would have a way to solve the problem. Simple, said the wizard. I'll just cast the magic spell and let the reindeer fly on the trip. That should solve the problem. Santa thought for a moment, and then he said, in his happiest of voices, of course, we can fly like the wind, cover all the children's homes with plenty of time to spare. So, they set about building the larger sleigh, and they loaded it to the brim, all ready for Christmas Eve. When they were all set, the Wizard of the North sprinkled the reindeer with magic dust. He chanted a few magical words, and then he said to Santa, now, whenever you want this reindeer team to fly, just ring this set of magic jingle bells, and away you'll go. Everyone cheered, and Santa stepped into the sleigh. He rang those magic bells, and they flew off through the night. And I hear those bells now, and that means they're in the sky. Let's look on there. Where we go? There was no Santa. I know what to do. Cross your fingers. Walk on the outside. I'm sure those reindeers know where Santa's hiding. I think they're going to bring him back. Don't take your eyes off that inside. Those chickens are. Here they come right now. Right down here to join us. Now that's going to take them a half a minute or so. So Rowdy's going right down there and perform his magic trick. And we're all going to join Rudolph and sing the reindeer's favorite song. Everybody now. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, now they're shining now. And if you ever saw it, you would even say it was. How all the other reindeer used to like to call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer game. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then all the reindeer loved him, and they shouted out with glee. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you can learn history. Very good. Now, let's see if he's coming. Oh, yes, let's all wave and say hi, Santa. Hi, Santa!
Hi, Mother Goose.
Hi, Santa. Well, that was quite a ride.
Oh, boy, that was fun. Did you see those reindeer fly?
I sure did.
I only had 2, though.
I know.
Right. But on Christmas, I always bring 8.
I thought so.
Unless it's on a foggy winter night.
And then it's 9.
Then it's 9. And who comes with us on a foggy winter night? Rudolph. And why does he come with us on a foggy winter night? Because he has a red nose that blows.
Right. Look who's got a red nose today.
Oh, look. A red nose on Rowdy.
Santa, I think some of the boys and girls and moms and dads and their teachers and friends would maybe like to get some pictures this lovely afternoon.
All right.
So Rowdy's going to take you by the hand and lead you way over to your North Pole.
Does he know the way?
I certainly hope so.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Mother.
There you go. And I want to thank you all so very much for coming today and wish each and every one of you Merry Christmas!
Welcome to Hometown Cable. This is part 2 of our trip through the North Pole at North Pole, New York, Santa's Workshop. And we're still here on this same day, of course, the 14th of June. You watched our program last week. We hope it's a continuation. We're going to be seeing more of Santa this week. He's coming into our area. We're going to see how he got here. We're going to be talking with Mr. Rice who is the president of the North Pole. Did I say Rice? Rice. And that's Robert, and we'll be talking with some other people as we walk around, and we look for your children here from Rouse's Point, Champlain, some from Peru and Morrisonville, and a lot of folks and a lot of parents. Welcome to our hometown cable. I'm Bob Venn. Calvin Castan on the camera, called What's Going On Here, and what's going on is North Pole. It's ice, and we're at the North Pole for part 2. We were here last week. You probably saw our show when we talked to some of the Champlainers. This week we're going to be seeing how Santa got here. We're going to be hearing a story by Mother Goose, and we're going to be talking to Robert Rice. He is the president of the North Pole in his office, and we'll be seeing some other things as we go around. We want to go up and see the reindeer. We want to see other animals here, and we'll be talking with some of the chaperones and children from Rouse's Point Elementary, St. Mary's, and maybe some of the other schools. Please stay tuned, and thanks for watching Hometown Cable every day